Hi and welcome back to another game of Steel Division. Today we're playing on a large map, so we're actually going to be doing a 3v3. We're using the Gruppe Harteneck mechanized German deck, going up against a 9-yard guard Soviet deck. My ally is going to be pushing the center, my other one is on the right, and we'll be pushing the left flank. So our goal is to take this town and hold it. And to hold these buildings over here. Let's put most of my focus on here. I just want to make sure this is all set up before we start pushing into this town. So we've got a MG that's going to set up here, try to take out anything crossing this bridge. We've got some scouts, some grenadiers, some right Jagers, just a little recon tank with an autocannon, a couple of Panzer T-34s. Over here we've got some right Jager, they're coming up in these half tracks. And we've got the Panzer and one of these VK9s. So this one's just going to protect the MG. If anything tries to push along here or here, we'll be able to stop them. And these ones are going to hold this flag for us with the cover of some armor. Over here we just put up some grenadiers, but unfortunately they ran into some tanks and MGs, so this was a pretty unfortunate push. So the right Jagers, they've got 9 MP40s, so they're really good at close range, while our grenadiers have the, click on them. The grenadiers have the DP-28, PPSH, and a bunch of carabines. Yeah, so we actually just lost the majority of our guys there, unfortunately. Our tanks have finally caught up, but it's a little bit too late. So we've got a Hetzer coming up. It's a pretty powerful tank destroyer. 70 cost with these APCR shells doing 190 pen and standard 145. So lost the last of our riflemen, but our Panzers are now up. Some combat over here as well. Looks like that MG's trying to hit our guys down here. So we lost one tank. So we took out their tanks, and we're now just moving up the Hetzer. So we should be able to get a bit of a back line here before we start pushing up. Over here, not too much action happening. But they did manage to take out our Panzer. We've got some recon vehicles up now, and then some grenadiers. We've also got another Hetzer back here, and a recon, and we're bringing up some infantry now to push into this bushland, and hopefully move into these houses. Looks like our allies sending up a Panzer T-34 as well to help us out. Meanwhile, not too much happening over here. This is all pretty much left alone majority of the game. So going in for our push. Don't want to get our tanks too close. They've probably got some hidden units in here with bazookas. Just waiting for the infantry to catch up. So what I'm going to do is spot some infantry here. They've got the Kazaki. They've got 10 of these SVTs. Really good at dealing in close range. But with the help of our autocannon, we should be able to beat them. Second grenadier is up and running. He's supporting some cover, but it looks like they've got a Valentine hitting him. And we actually lost our vehicles that were here, just down to these last two right Jagers. Stug's going up against that Valentine. Nice shot there. So yeah, they managed to get their tank in a position that my guys couldn't get off a rocket shot. So I actually had to move them in a way that they could take out both those tanks, but it cost a lot of lives. So I'm bringing up some more units and a Panzer for support. I'm not too sure how my guys weren't in range enough that they could see us. Oh, because they had a recon tank. I was wondering how their tanks were able to spot us in the deep forest, but because they had a recon tank so close, and it was just out of range of our Panzerfaust. Got some more Stugs coming up. Going to create a little bit of a line here, and we've also moved up these right Jagers. We are moving into phase B now. some of these Kazakis with the PPSHs. So we've got 8 PPSHs and a anti-tank grenade. So they're trying to move them into this forest, maybe to try and take this flag from us. Our forces are pretty weakened at the moment. So after spotting that, I tried to bring up this Flak 38. What I didn't know is that they actually had an MG hidden in one of these buildings. I quickly unloaded, but it's just out of range of the MG. I managed to obliterate that infantry squad though. We just don't have the range to hit the MG. Small forces battling now. I've actually moved up my half track so they can support the infantry. But they've got a lot of tanks. Some reinforcements coming up now though, with some mortars. Our Stug's just single-handedly trying to take out all these tanks by himself, but he does get destroyed. These right yard are very powerful in close range. So as they moved up, although their units are also quite powerful, we also had the half tracks to support us. We are getting some mortar fire on us. Got some Jaeger Pioneers. So they've got 8 of these G43s with 1.2 damage. They've also got a MP40 and an MG42 with some frag grenades. This is a really powerful infantry unit at 30 cost. It's one of the most expensive. I think these are these ones. There is another unit. I don't think I've brought any of them up just yet. Grenadiers are getting into a fight with these Osners. They're a elite commando unit. We've got the bazooka with 6 shells, and some of these SVTs and PPS 43. They're really good at ambushing. Not so good at going up against a infantry group. But once I noticed that, I actually moved my tank over just to provide some support. Get a rocket barrage coming in. So I do try to pull my guys back. I noticed they were pinned down, so I quickly pressed fall back and reversed my T-34. Unfortunately, we did lose our recon squad though. There's another Valentine sneaking up down here, so I'm going to start moving these Stugs. And I'm also going to move up a Hetzer. He does spot my T-34 though, and takes him out. So moving up some more infantry now. We'll try to get into these buildings. And we want to take this area so that they can't keep sneaking units up on us. I noticed their mortars are starting to hit our guys, so I'm starting to counter artillery them. And we are taking some fire from this MG, forcing our Jaeger pioneers to bail out. Another MG spots us. We've also brought up these right Jaegers with the MP44s. So these guys have 7 with 2.09 damage, 35 costs. I think this is one of the most powerful units in the game in close range. In regards to firepower, I think the Pioneers with satchel charges are probably the best in close range because of how much damage the satchel charges do. They are pinned down, but they're just crawling along as our tanks try to knock out these MGs. We've also got a bit of a push coming over here. Quickly tear them apart. Stugs come up against an M-Char, basically a Sherman, and knock it out. And we're just trying to push along into this town. We've also moved up our grenadiers to here, so nothing can kind of come through here anymore. And now we're moving forward. So we've actually got 2 of our stugs over on this left side, while the other stugs pushing up, and we've managed to get both of our rifle squads into this forest. We're now moving some scouts over, and our Hetzer, we want them to be able to defend this pass. Just gonna wait till the scouts get a bit closer though before we start moving it. We don't want something hidden there to knock us out. The sniper did spot us, so we're just trying to get a little bit closer into the forest so that they can't hit us. And we're just going to lay down some mortar support as we move up our second stug. And then we've got a couple more stugs in the back, bringing up a couple more, setting up a second mortar team. Now that our scouts are in front of our Hetzer, we can start moving them up as well. Looks like that infantry unit's getting pretty close. He might end up taking out one of these stugs. But we're moving some infantry now over to the left side as we spot a leader. And we're just going to try to take this forest now. force them into a surrender. Yeah, we did lose one of our stugs. We've got some more replacements back here. Looks like a Nimchar comes up and takes out our Panzer. Just gonna hit them with a Panzer fast. It's like them snipers able to spot our guys, so we're just going to try to pull them back even further. We've managed to take control of this town now, and the forest on the side of it. So this whole hill's kind of ours. Just bringing up some recon. Okay, our leader squad's actually doing pretty well against our grenadiers. I think we've got that Osnaz coming up to help them as well. So these guys might be in a bit of trouble. I did bring up some heavy bombers. I noticed these flak cannons. I was going to try to take them out, which is actually a pretty terrible idea. It's just too much ground to cover, and they've actually got a plane that's going to come in and take us out. I did bring in an ME 109 though, try to give some cover support. Oops, if I can zoom out. Although I managed to make him fall back, I had to quickly get out of there before he gets hit by these flak cannons. Yeah, so trying to take the skies is pretty much a no-go. And these guys are actually finishing off the remainder of our grenadiers. We did take out that leader, but the commandos finished us off. So I'm bringing up some reinforcements now. While I was bringing up these reinforcements, I noticed they're trying to make a big push into these buildings. Our Hetzer though, taking out the armor. And now our MG is starting to open fire on them. And I'm going to start laying down some mortar support. Pull back my half track. And that kind of took out the rest of that push. We've got some infantry coming up, getting ready to retake this forest. On the hill, not too much happening. Looks like they've got a flat cannon up here. It's going to try to remove these tanks. MG managed to just hold on with a single guy left over. But I'm bringing up some reinforcements. So we're now going to use some mortar fire before we push up with these Yard Pioneers. And I think we actually took them out with the mortar fire because they've actually lost this forest. Okay, our plane is coming out. I spotted this Tu-25, so I can take some shots at it. Now, our guy was so stressed though that he actually had to fall back. There was some LA7. So yeah, trying to use that like any planes at the moment was way too difficult. They had a lot of flat cannons and air support. But regardless of that, we still won with a 2000 to 1200. It's not a bad game. It was pretty fun taking the hill. Thanks for watching.